chapter 50. Before I move on with chapter 50, I'm going to look back at chapter 48 and chapter 49. Good readers often go back and think, what happened in the chapter before this? The clues are starting to build up. There's only a few minutes left till the doors to the Dewey Decimal Rooms are going to open again. And I want to remember what happened. If you forget what happened in the previous chapter, one of the things you can do as a good listener to books is go back and listen to that chapter again. Even if you only listen to the beginning of the chapter or the end of the chapter, it might refresh your memory. That's one of the really cool parts about having all of these chapters on a YouTube playlist. You can always go back and read the previous chapter or listen to the previous chapter again. So before I read chapter 50, I want to go back and remember that chapter 48 was about Kyle accepting an extreme challenge. And the clue had been, the answer you seek, the key to this code, is a memory box that holds the mother lode. Forget the Industrial Revolution. My first idea is your certain solution. The box has been here, but now it is there. Poor Kyle, your fate is up in the air. So we know that in chapter 48, Kyle was left with an extreme challenge. Then in chapter 49, we checked in with Charles, where our author is using third-person point of view. What point of view is the author using?
Third person.
Third person is where I can see the thoughts and the actions of a lot of different characters. The author or the narrator checks in with Charles, and we find that Charles is going to ask an expert. Turns out his uncle is the head librarian for the Library of Congress and might be able to help him find an important book. After checking in with what I remember from last chapters, I'm ready to start chapter 50. The memory box is down in the stacks, Haley told Kyle. So he raced down to the basement. The very long, wide cellar was just like he remembered it, filled with tidy rows of floor-to-ceiling shelving units. Kyle looked up at the closet security camera. Where to next? I hid it way over there on the far side, said Haley through the ceiling speakers. On a shelf, near that horrible book sorting machine. Kyle hurried up the center aisle. Suddenly a heavy metal bookcase thundered in from the right, like it was on roller skates. Watch it, shouted Haley. The bookcase skidded to a halt, blocking Kyle's path. Go left, suggested Miguel. The whole team was watching and cheering him on. Kyle went left. Then another shelving unit shuffled in from the side. Jump back, shouted Akini. The shelf slammed to a stop 2 inches in front of Kyle's feet. Wait a minute. The shelving units are coming in and stopping him from being able to move forward. Kyle, are you okay? Yeah. This is like a maze from the Tri-Wizard Tournament, said Sierra. Huh? Harry Potter, Book 4, Goblet of Fire. Right, I need to read that one. Kyle, of course, realized he'd discovered the extreme part of his extreme challenge. Each of these bookcases was loaded down with heavy books and metal storage bins. They probably weighed several tons each. If Kyle was in the wrong place when one of these shelving units came in, he'd be flattened like a pancake by a steamroller. Flattened like a pancake. What is that?
Simile.
A simile. Do you want to be as flat as a pancake?
No.
That is a comparison. Warning, announced the official lady in the ceiling. You have 12 minutes to complete this challenge. Kyle had to keep going. Like Mr. Lemoncello said, there was no turning back now. Unless he wanted to go home a loser. Ha! Never! Kyle jogged up the alleyway between 2 walls of bookshelves. Okay, the bookshelves are falling in front of him. Do you think he's going to make it out of this extreme challenge?
Yeah.
William says yes. Oliver says yes.
Yes.
Ian and Clara, you think Kyle's going to make it out? You don't think he's going to get kicked out of the game?
No. Yes.
Okay, let's see.
He's gonna get kicked out of the game.
Left turn, Haley shouted, now! The wall on Kyle's right swung up, revealing 6 swiveling sections, each pivoting. Pivoting means turning or moving, maybe 20 feet. and sliding and gliding backwards. It created a new wall and a reconfigured pathway. A reconfigured pathway means he's going through a maze of bookshelves. Kyle weaved his way around, shuffling for his shelves. But as soon as he was on the straightaway, the walls started to rearrange themselves again. The walls are doing what?
Stopping from getting.
Yeah, they're moving in front of him and rearranging the maze. So every time he makes one step in the maze changes. I'm trapped, Kyle shouted. There's no exit. Warning, you have 8 minutes to complete this challenge. Finally, Sierra's voice rang out. Put your hand on the right wall, she said. What? Why? When I was little, I played maze games. If the walls are connected, all you have to do is keep one hand in contact with one wall. Eventually, you'll reach the exit or return to the entrance. Do it, coached Akimi. It'll work, bro, said Miguel. So Kyle kept his right hand on the right wall of shelves and inched his way forward. If you're inching your way forward, are you going fast or slow? Slow. Inches are very small movements. Go, Kyle, cheered Haley. Hug the wall. Hug that wall. The passage widened. Kyle kept his eyes glued to the right wall, and he went around corners, through switchbacks, until finally he stepped into an opening near the book return conveyor belt. You made it, shouted Haley. Woo! All the shelves went back into their orderly positions. Whew, good, said Kyle. Getting out at least will be easier than getting in. All right, where's the box, Haley? I put it on the shelf. Which one? That one. Warning, announced the female voice in the ceiling again. You have 3 minutes to complete this challenge. Uh-oh, only 3 minutes left. Oliver, you still think he's going to be able to complete it?
Yeah,
Ian?
no.
Clara? No. Clara's starting to think Kyle might get kicked out. William?
Yeah.
Kyle stared up at the camera. Haley, what am I looking for? A cardboard box in a drawer. Haley, okay, there are like 1 billion of those. I flagged it with a piece of pink tissue. Kyle raced to the shelf. 2 minutes, announced the calm lady. This one, said Kyle? Yes, look in the steel drawer. I thought you said it was cardboard. It is. Open the lid. Not that lid, the other one. This one? No, the one under it. 1 minute.
Yep.
Hurry, Kyle! I'm hurrying! Flip it open. Kyle did as he was told. He flipped up the lid on the steel drawer and found a battered boot box. Every member of Kyle's team shouted the same thing. Grab it and run! Added Akimi. Kyle did. He tucked the boot box under his arm and he ran like he had never run before. He sprinted across the basement floor. He raced up the steps 2 at a time. So before he was inching through the bookshelves. Why did the author use the word inching before?
Interesting word.
Interesting words to make it show he was going slow. Now he's sprinting and racing. Well, how's he moving now? Fast.
Really fast.
When he hit the rotunda, his heart was pounding against his ribs. 30 seconds. He speed skated across the marble floor. It was so slippery, he lost his balance. He fell. He dropped the box. It flew out of his hands, hit the floor, and slid like a hockey puck. What is that?
Simile.
A simile, like a hockey puck. You know how a hockey puck slides on the ice? It slid into community room B, and a buzzer sounded. Time is up, announced a calm voice. Yo, shouted Miguel. You made it, bro! And Kyle started breathing again.